Hi guys, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Stitches. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch. Today it is February the 10th, so we're at day 10 of our 14 days of Valentine stitching. How exciting, Valentine's Day is coming up this week. And as you can see, it's getting a bit darker as we get through February. I'm starting to lose my light in the mornings, but that's okay. Guess that means the change of season it's coming, which I know exciting for me because I love autumn, but I'm guessing exciting for you in the Northern Hemisphere because your spring's coming. Alright, well let's get to my main project that I'm stitching. That's the Valentine Terrarium by Tiny Modernist. I'll put a picture of it up. I love this piece and mine is really coming together. So this is how it's looking so far. How cute! Isn't it taking shape? I actually wondered if maybe I should be doing the frame with the bottle next, or maybe I should leave that till last. It was like, you know, a finale. I don't know, but how good. I love the little scene. I did realise that I've somehow stuffed up a stitch in here. I think everything's off by one slightly, but I've looked. I don't know where I made the mistake, and I thought, am I undoing all that? No. I think it looks pretty good as it is, so I'm going to keep that. But no, really happy. Last night I worked on my swan and I did my flower and I did my big leaf stem and it's starting to look more balanced. I have another plant to do here as well and I think that'll just be the icing on top, finishing off. And I've also got to do my little windows actually and door. Oh, well, I'll get there. So I did a little bit more stitching on it last night than I thought I would. I did 305 stitches, so that brings me to 1,927 altogether. That's out of 2,821, so less than 1,000 to go. We're on that home straight, aren't we? And at the moment it's at 69.76%. So I'd say today definitely I'm going to cross 70. Which, yeah, it's exciting. Now this is on Deep Seaglass linen. It's a 32 count by number 12 Stitch Co. I'm using the called for DMC except for the greens. So really pleased how that's coming on. It's funny because I know I do 14 days of Valentine's Day stitching, that's what I've called the videos, but I realise because I'll be stitching the last installment on Valentine's Day, it'll technically be 15 if I do, you know, like a overall video on the 15th. But then I did a bit more stitching on this last night than I meant to, because I'm only, you know, aiming to do the 202 stitches a day and I think I'm quite a bit ahead. So I'm like, oh, do I stop on the 14th? But then what do I stitch Valentine's Day night? But then I do have a lot of projects, so that isn't really a big problem for me. So I don't know. I'll have to work out what I'm doing with that, see how it goes and see how this week goes and family and all that. But no, really happy with that one. And then the project I spun is from Cross Stitch for the Heart by Emma Congdon. And I always say I'm going to bookmark and then I never do. Anyway, luckily I can always find it pretty easily so far. I am stitching the You Are So Loved. Oh, isn't that cute? And I did a bit on this last night. I finished the shadowing all behind the Y and I did the little bird. How cute does he look? So didn't quite get to the R, that's where I thought I was going, but then I saw the bird and thought, no, I really want to stitch him, so I did. And he's so bright and happy. Yeah, especially on a morning like this morning. It's nice to have some bright colour. So because this is from a book, I'm stitching it. I don't have any kind of numbers or statistics for this one, but no, I was really happy. It was really nice to stitch him. I felt like I'd accomplished something at the end. And this is 28 count antique white Lugana. I'm stitching this on just with the called for DMC. So that's my Emma Congdon piece. And then I also got my, just over, so 137 stitches into my Tiny Modernist Fantastical greenhouse. So I'll put a picture of that one up, and this is a 5-part series. The first part was released at the beginning of February. I'm hoping to get it done on time by the end of the month. And this is where I'm at. So I actually finished my frame and brought it down to the bottom, and I did a flower, a white one. How cute is that? I can't wait to put the center in the flower actually in the stem. I think it's just going to start looking really magical once I get there. And this is on 14 count Ada, hand dyed by me, and I'm using the called for DMC so far. So yeah, I really enjoy this piece. It's really nice to stitch. So last night I did 137 stitches, and that brings me to 1,373 out of 4,468, and that's the total of this first part. And I am at 30.73%. So I do have a bit of stitching to do, but that's okay. How good does that fabric look? Obviously, this kind of gloomy tone suits it, makes it come alive. Okay, so I am going to go get my wheel and we'll see what I'm spinning today. Hi guys, I've got my wheel, so I'm going to spin and see what I'll be working on today. I was just going to say, it's been brought to my attention that apparently last week, I think they said day 5, I spun a project and then I went and said and did a different project. So I'm really sorry about that. I must have been very confused. I don't know. Some days last week, I don't know. They're a bit beyond me, I think. They're very busy. So I will try and read it properly this time and stitch the one that comes up. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I got a repeat. So I got the Emma Congdon piece again. So give me a sec. I'll just get it back out of its bag. Okay, so I spun my cross stitch piece from this book again. We just saw Cross Stitch for the Heart by Emma Congdon. She's also, her Etsy store is called Stitch Rovia. And she has an awful lot of fantastic designs. I found the page beforehand. So this is what I will be working on again, and hoping to get down to that R I was talking about. Yeah, it'd be nice to have some more text on it, maybe R and so. We'll see how we go. And this is only, it's only small, so it is 66 by 65. So it'd be nice to get some good progress on that. This is where, the book, this is where it's looking, and yeah, it's going to be so cute. And hopefully, I guess I'll find out I've cut my fabric right. I did have a feeling, I think that border's looking a bit big, but then it is not very big. Mind you, even if I find I do go to like here, I can just put it in a cushion. I only need like a 1/4 inch seam for that. So I'm not too worried about the margins, but yeah, I just looked at it and thought, oh, maybe I left too much at the top. But we will find out as I keep going. All right, well, that's it for me today. I hope everyone has an amazing Monday and a really good start to their week. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with some more stitching done. Happy stitching, take care, bye.